Hey guys, Shannon here, and today we're going to focus on thoughts and how we can use meditation to help our thoughts go by a little bit more smoothly. So, the definition of a thought is a lot of different things. We all have them all day, every day. But something that a thought is it's usually like an individual act or a product of thinking. It's developed with intention or plan. It's something like an opinion or belief. It's an intellectual product or the organized views and principles of a period, a place, a group, or even just an individual. And so, of course, like I said before, and like you're doing all day, every day, is you're having thoughts. And this is one of the very important functions of our brain. And to remember that our brain primary kind of role and purpose is to tell ourselves stories, and a lot of those stories are made up, of course, by our thoughts. And so thoughts are really obviously ingrained into just how we function as humans. Typically they're pretty helpful for us throughout our days, but they definitely can kind of skew on the unhelpful side of things as well. They can fuel our anxiety, they can fuel our stress, and they can kind of funnel into, of course, lots of other uncomfortable emotions. And sometimes the harder we think about it, typically trying to ignore these thoughts, the more anxiety that floods our minds and our bodies, and that process usually frustrates us. So then that kind of sends us down another rabbit hole that we don't typically find overly helpful either. And sometimes to avoid falling into that hole, it may be helpful for us to focus our attention elsewhere, but at times our emotions have completely taken over and flooded us, and it doesn't really feel like we are the ones in control anymore. And so it's really hard for us to actually focus our attention anywhere else. And during these times, this is when meditation could be really helpful in dealing with your thoughts and allowing them to go by again with a little bit more ease. So instead of trying to maybe change where your mind is, let's just try to shift what that emotion maybe looks like. So for example, if we try to picture an emotion in your mind's eye, maybe certain emotions are going to look like big storms, that downpour every day, and they kind of like take over that entire day. Of course, that doesn't really sound like fun to keep that picture in your mind all day. And so during the meditation, let's try to clear or alter or shift that image in any way that we can. Maybe figuring out how it can look a little bit more different, or how it can look like a light, airy breeze that kind of just comes and goes and leaves you with a nice little chill. But what happens is that is typically a very hard process, because if it wasn't, then we would all just be shifting it all the time, but we get stuck. And so what needs to happen to that storm to make it a light, maybe inconsistent breeze, or how can that scenery be shifted and changed to make it a little bit more welcoming, and really spending some time figuring out the ins and outs of that, and really just focusing on that initial thought and then painting the picture around it. It might seem like a little bit abstract in the moment, but a regular meditation practice can really aid you in being able to do this with more ease. And there is a lot of videos out there and audio recordings assisting you how to do this, essentially like how to free your mind and how to kind of quiet your mind from those anxieties or from those negative thought patterns that sometimes we find ourselves going to automatically. And as with all my recordings, I have lots of links out on my website at Therapy by Shannon on the blog associated to this recording that can really help you integrate this into your life with a little bit more ease, using apps and books and technology to assist you in doing this, because again, we've all got thoughts. You're not going to stop your brain from thinking. That's not the goal of meditation and or of being a human. So as long as you're alive, you're going to have thoughts coming. But we, of course, want to make them a little bit more easy and flow with our life a little bit smoother. So of course, when those uncomfortable ones do come up, we can use meditation to assist us in shifting them or altering them in certain ways that work for us a little bit better. But as always, it's such a joy being here and being able to share information with you guys, check me out on Instagram or on Facebook at Therapy by Shannon, or on my website at therapybyshannon.com. Okay, until next time.